Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Steph. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me on.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I'm so thrilled. This is so exciting. So, for those with vaccine hesitancy because the vaccine was developed too fast, can you explain the process of how the vaccine was developed and why it's safe?
Sure. And that's a great question. Very commonly asked. When people think about speed, they say, well, you first found out about the virus in January of 2020, and 11 months later, you're talking about a vaccine that's highly effective and safe and being put into people's arms 11 months later. How could that be? Well, the story doesn't start on January 2020. The research that went into the technology to give us such an incredibly successful and effective vaccine started literally 1 and 2 decades ago. The science that went into developing the right immunogen, developing the right platform for the vaccine. That's the first thing. The second thing, the vaccine trials were not done on a few people. They were done, for example, with the Moderna mRNA was in 30,000 people. In the Pfizer, it was 44,000 people. With the J&J, it was 40,000 people. And right now, hundreds of millions of people have been vaccinated, and the effectiveness and the safety are clearly well proven. So we can understand the question, but people don't appreciate that all of this work started a long time ago.
Yeah, that's so important to know. If people are still getting it, why should people get vaccinated?
If people are still getting it, you mean if vaccinated people are getting
vaccinated people are still getting COVID, why even get vaccinated?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. And there's a really good reason, because you want to stay out of the hospital and you don't want to die. That's the really good reason. It's understandable how it could be confusing. You hear about breakthrough infections, which means, first of all, no vaccine is 100% effective in keeping you from getting infected. Because a lot of people are vaccinated, there are a lot of breakthrough infections. But what the vaccine protects you from doing is progressing to getting sick enough to require hospitalizations and perhaps even dying. So even though you might get infected, quite frequently and mostly, it's going to be an asymptomatic or a minimally symptomatic infection. So if you look at a vaccinated person and an unvaccinated person, if the vaccinated person gets infected, the chances of they going on to get seriously ill are very, very, very low. Whereas if you're an unvaccinated person, you got to be careful because you're really at a risk to get seriously ill. Now, that gets us to another question that's important.